Your least favorite fashion trend right
Summer 2024 fashion trends.
Hardest news fashion trends in 2024, man.
This is a fashion trend.
What glasses are trending right now?
Or trends that are going to be popular this fall.
Some trends that I actually like.
2025 trend predictions. Sheer skirts are
Welcome back to Fashion Forensics. I'm your host, Lacey Talbot, and today we'll be talking about, we'll be talking about the effects of fashion fatigue. Seriously, guys, you had one job. Someone's getting fired. Are we going to be back on soon? Okay. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry for that mishap. What I was trying to say before was we'll be talking about fashion fatigue, which, according to In Club magazine, refers to a familiar sense of weariness that arises when you open your closet and are met with a sea of clothes that somehow failed to inspire you. You may be asking yourself, how did this happen? Or what caused this? Well, let's go back to the start. This is where it all started. In early 2020, as the pandemic hit, people were forced to adjust to a new, isolated reality. Social media, especially TikTok, became a vital escape for millions. And what did we find? Fashion. TikTok allowed people to experiment with their style and share with the world. But it wasn't about style anymore. TikTok became an incubator for trends. Now, this fast-paced trend cycle is something we're all familiar with, where today's hot item is tomorrow's outdated relic, leading to something called fashion fatigue. According to Zuli and Zuli, TikTok has a way of spreading trends so quickly that what was popular one day can be obsolete the next, leaving consumers and designers in a constant game of keep up. And it's not just about speed, it's about variety. TikTok bombards users with so many different styles, Y2K, streetwear, grunge, cottagecore, that it becomes impossible to settle on just one look. People are caught up in a loop, constantly trying to update their wardrobe to stay on trend. In fact, in her video, Let's Talk About the Rise of Korean Girl Aesthetics, Mina Lee argues that TikTok pushes users into rigid categories. And though these labels like baddie or cottagecore may seem fun, they're honestly more dangerous than we may think. Because they lock people into trends that are constantly shifting. So instead of embracing unique styles, users are often forced to reinvent themselves over and over again. As consumers chase these trends, they start buying more and more clothes, often from fast fashion brands like Shein or, Fashion Nova. These fast fashion brands mass produce cheap, disposable clothing. So, the pressure to constantly keep up with these trends pushes people into unsustainable consumption habits. As Moore and McNeil point out, these consumption practices not only harm the environment, but also create a cycle of superficial satisfaction, where the rush to buying the latest item quickly fades away once the next trend comes along. So these consumption practices don't just harm our wallets, they harm the planet. The perpetual cycle this phenomena has created is nothing to just gloss over. I mean, at this rate, consumerism might literally be the death of us. Fast fashion relies on mass production, consuming enormous amounts of natural resources. For example, it takes 2,700 liters of water to make one cotton t-shirt. That's enough for a person to drink for over 2 years. Now, multiply that by billions of garments. And now you see the scale of the problem. I know all the people at home are probably thinking to themselves, oh God, what, oh God, oh, sorry. Everyone at home was probably thinking, so what's the solution? How can we fix fashion fatigue and make TikTok's relationship with fashion more sustainable? I was thinking that one approach could be for TikTok to slow down the trend cycle. If the platform gave users and designers more time to appreciate each trend, there would be less pressure to constantly keep up. Instead of throwing new aesthetics at people every freaking day, TikTok can encourage a more thoughtful exploration of style, allowing users to build their wardrobes more slowly and with purpose. Another idea would be for TikTok to introduce tools that help users curate their feeds. Imagine if the app allowed you to filter out trends that you don't like or follow a fashion path that aligns with your personal style. This would give users more control over the content they see and help them avoid feeling overwhelmed by trends they don't care about. And let's not forget about the designers. Slowing down trend cycles wouldn't just benefit consumers, it would also allow creators to breathe. They could spend more time crafting original designs instead of recycling past trends to keep up with the rapid pace set by TikTok. Bertram suggests that a slower trend cycle would not only benefit consumers, but also designers, who would have more time to innovate and create original pieces. In today's rapid fire fashion landscape, designers are often trapped in a cycle of constant production, churning out collections at a breakneck speed to keep up with consumer demand. This pace stifles creativity and forces many to rely on recycling old ideas or tapping into past trends rather than creating something truly original. A more thoughtful approach to design would foster an ecosystem where garments are not just disposable items but meaningful expressions of creativity. In this way, a shift to slower trends would not only alleviate the pressure on designers but also contribute to a fashion culture that values quality, innovation, and sustainability over quick turnover and mass consumption. Now, don't get me wrong, while TikTok's influence on fashion undoubtedly contributes to fashion fatigue, it's important to acknowledge its role in making fashion more accessible to a wider audience. By giving users from diverse backgrounds a platform to showcase their unique styles, TikTok has opened the door to creative expression in ways that traditional media simply couldn't. As Christian and Lair notes in their article, I caved and joined TikTok. Here's what I learned about style on the app. TikTok exposes users to a variety of trends and styles, breaking down barriers that once limited access to high fashion and niche aesthetics that consumers treasured for years. Ultimately, TikTok has revolutionized fashion, making it more accessible than ever before. But the rapid fire trend cycle and aesthetic overload have left many feeling burnt out and creatively stifled. By slowing things down and prioritizing authenticity, we could reclaim fashion for what it's meant to be, a means of personal expression, creativity, and sustainability. So, next time you open your closet, take a breath and think about what you really want to wear, not what TikTok says you should. This was Macy Talbert with Fashion Forensics, and we are out.